Okay, everybody, we're going to start in about another minute. We're waiting for more people to join. If you guys want to pull open the chat or the Q&A, I have added a few things there just to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on. If you want to pull that open, start in a second. Okay, Grant. I think we can probably get this started. And if anybody joins us on the meeting as we go along, they can just hop on in as we're getting started. Thank you everyone who's on the phone call and joining us today. We wanted to kind of apologize in advance. Our next one that we have next month is going to be a webinar format. We tried something new, and I will say right now is that if anybody is going to try the Office 365 town hall, don't do it. We decided after we tried the new format for the town hall is that we don't like it and we don't like the features very much, but we're going to get through today. And if you guys have any questions, please do put them into the chat and we will see those, especially when later on into the open office hours, when we start demoing and talking about Marketing Assistant, if you guys have any questions, or if you have any comments or any suggestions, or just want to give us feedback or comments or stories as we're going along, we definitely would like you guys to be a part of the commentary today. And we will try to read your commentary and kind of put it in as we're going along today. So thank you for joining us. And as other people join today, they can just kind of follow us as we go along. So we'll get this kicked off. So welcome to our first ever open office hours at Marketing Assistant. So what we're trying to accomplish today is this is kind of a combination of support for people who are in Marketing Assistant and also an educational tool so that we can talk about and educate people about current topics. So today on the Marketing Assistant Open Office Hour, think your ChatGPT prompts are private. Think again.
We're spilling the tea on what's really happening with your data, and Emily's got the horror stories to prove it.
Then it's AI versus the New York Times, the lawsuit everybody's whispering about. So why is the New York Times coming after OpenAI, and why should you care? We'll break it down without the legal jargon.
Next up, Privacy Showdown, ChatGPT versus Marketing Assistant. Who's safer, who's smarter, and who's got your back?
And finally, we hand it over to you. Live Q&A and demos in our open office hours. Real questions, real answers, and no BS. If you've ever wondered, how the heck do I actually use AI to market my business? Now's your chance. We're here to make marketing easier, safer, and smarter. No tech degree required. So let's go. Welcome. Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Emily Bell-Wooten, Managing Partner and Chief Marketing Officer here at Marketing Assistant. Over the years, I've had the privilege of serving more than 70 brands across 17 different industries, working as a CEO, a CMO, a fractional CMO. And while my roots are in marketing, my passion for technology has always been close behind. In fact, in 2024, I added cybersecurity author to the mix. I've built my career around innovation, and that's exactly what brought me to Marketing Assistant, with a clear goal to create a platform that truly empowers small business owners. It had to be AI-driven, user-friendly, and built for real-world impact. I'm thrilled to have you here today, and I'd like to introduce Grant, who runs marketing operations here at Marketing Assistant and will be my debate partner for today's session. Grant?
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everyone. I'm Grant Greenfelder, and I help run marketing operations here at Marketing Assistant. I graduated from Wittenberg University with a degree in marketing, and since then, I've worked with a wide range of brands to maximize impact on their marketing stacks. I've been with Marketing Assistant since the very beginning, helping shape how we build and test and deliver the platforms that our clients use every day. I'll be jumping in and out of today's session, especially as we dig into those platforms. How they differ and handle privacy data and real world use cases.
Now we couldn't do without him. So I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so what we'd like to do is just ask a simple question to the group, if you can see the screen, so start thinking about it. So, do you trust AI?
What I would like you to do is if you trust AI, there is a raise hand function inside of Teams. Go ahead and raise your hand so we can get a show of hands on how many people trust AI. Emily, do you trust AI?
Well, for me, that's a loaded question. But generally, I would say I trust AI. But I have a saying made famous by a president named Reagan, trust but verify. And I take this into account on everything. How about you, Grant?
For me, it really depends on the tool and how it was built. I've seen AI do some incredible things, but I've also seen where it can go wrong if there's no accountability or transparency behind it.
Yeah,
So, like you, I trust with boundaries per se.
yeah, I agree.
Give everyone here a minute to raise their hand and see how many people trust AI out there.
So, what do you think?
Looks like I see a hand or two, but it looks like there isn't too many people raising their hand. So I don't think there's too many people here with that much trust in AI.
Okay, well, seems like generally that's kind of what I hear when I'm out at functions. People are a little thinking AI is a little shady and they're watching with hesitation about where it's going. So I think it's par for the course.
Well, let's see what people think globally. Since we don't have too much trust here, let's see what globally people have to say. In the United States, only 32% of people say they trust an AI. That means 7 out of 10 people are very skeptical.
Well, it seems
Globally,
like our group is a little bit more skeptical than that.
yeah, globally, the numbers vary. Countries like China and India, their trust levels are significantly higher, often over 60%, while countries like Europe and North America tend to stay a bit more cautious. Some
Mm,
reasons that the United States and Europe and some other countries are a bit more cautious can be due to privacy laws are stricter in some places. Cultural attitudes towards technology and automation vary. And honestly, most people just want to know, can I trust this tool with my information? And what are they going to do with my information? Are they going to act in my best interest? What are they going to do with it? That's a
yeah,
big part about what we're unpacking today.
absolutely. So our main topic today is privacy. So let's talk about that. Is privacy and AI elusive? Let's discuss. So our first topic that we were talking about earlier was Grant.
Our first topic is think your ChatGPT prompts are private. Unless you change the setting on your ChatGPT to do not share anything you ask, share, or talk to chat about will be used to train the AI model. We are going to show you how to turn it off, and then Emily's going to tell you why it's important. I am going to share my ChatGPT screen here. And I want to show you all how to opt out of training the model and sharing your data. So when you're inside of your ChatGPT account, in the bottom left corner, you will click on your profile icon, and then you will navigate to settings. Here, we will go down to data controls. And this line here, improve the model for everyone, we will want to turn this off. This will tell the tool that you do not want to share your information and have it train the tool. And this will keep your data a bit more secure. Now, let's hop back into have Emily talk about why this is important.
So now that he showed you that, guys, I actually had a friend of mine that was a small business owner not very long ago who, when I told her that she needed to turn off her settings in ChatGPT, otherwise she was sharing her information with everyone, she freaked out and she had not heard that from anyone. Next slide, Grant. So this next slide, you're going to think it's a little bit funny, but I like to say, don't be this guy. So I have been at a lot of events, and I'm sure most of you have as well, where you've heard some sort of a story where AI was probably used incorrectly, or somebody shared some data and it was just, um, well, the story ended up terribly. So I wanted to pull out one story specifically, and if you guys have a story that you wanted to share, in the Q&A, I'll share that with the rest of the group. And I think Grant had something that he was going to share as well. But I was at a local bank here in Dallas not very long ago, and they actually hosted a local small business AI guy who came in, and he was talking about how AI in every form and shape was great for small businesses. And this was when I was more focused on cybersecurity before I came over to marketing assistant and was really more focused on AI. So my mindset was more in cybersecurity at the time, and I listened to his whole pitch, and some of the stuff that he said was great. And we absolutely, AI is going to be used to make people more efficient and more effective, and that's kind of the theme here, right? But what most of the questions coming out of the group there were around kind of how technology and the technology teams were putting guardrails and boundaries around technology. And then also around the marketing teams that were spinning up websites and spinning up technology. And did they tell the technology team? And there was somebody on the technology team in the back of the room who started giggling, and he was like, "You need to tell your tech teams." And I kind of laughed and I pointed back at him or whatever. And I was thinking that and the same thing in the back of my mind. Well, this AI guy never at any point in time started talking about the security risk or anything about AI. So at the end of the conversation, I kind of raised my hand a little bit and I said, "Well, I hate to be kind of the poo poo naysayer in this group here, but I haven't heard you say anything kind of about the cybersecurity of this, or also just kind of raising a little bit of awareness around settings, or talking about what is actually being shared across platforms and AI. Because right now, kind of anything you put into AI can be shared unless it's inside a closed platform and the corporation has actually put guardrails and safety and security around it. And again, it was approved by the tech team. And again, the tech team in the back said, "Yes, we're so glad you brought up this conversation." So we bantered back and forth talking about it for a little while. Well, after the presentation was over, there was a young professional, a young guy that came up to me and he said, It's interesting that you brought that up because my brother was an intern at one of the big H's. So I won't mention which one, but one of the big manufacturing companies. And he had decided he had a paper that he needed to write and some research he was doing, and he took some proprietary security information that was probably government information, and he copied and pasted it into ChatGPT outside of the system that he was supposed to be in. And when somebody found out that he had done that, it shut down his department for 3 weeks. He lost his internship, and that poor guy probably or may never have a job again because he did that. So he did not know that the information that he put into ChatGPT could or would be shared, and whoever was searching through or was smarter than him that could search ChatGPT correctly could be able to find that information if they were sophisticated enough. So that whole company, his division, shut down, and all they were doing was trying to do data mining to be able to figure out who had accessed that data. So it's happening. And now corporations are having to do training around the security component of what kind of platforms are you using? What guardrails are you putting around that? So it's a discussion that has to be had of the tools that are in the marketplace, what kind of security and guardrails are being put into those tools, and then also what governance, who's responsible for the governance of it. And that's why some other topics we're going to talk about later, which is the New York Times lawsuit that we have to pay attention to, is there is some that's going to be overreach. A lot of people are talking about AI governance. That is a big topic out there. Some of this can be overreach, and some of it, again, who's responsible for keeping the guardrails in this? I don't know, but we definitely don't want to feel like this guy that's on the screen. Don't be this guy. Pay attention. Try not to share too much information. Just know that if you put it into ChatGPT, you haven't filtered it out. There are legislation that's changing it, so it's becoming less secure to put your information into ChatGPT. Just be aware. So that's my horror story. Now, Grant, did you have something like similar to that?
I did. Mine has to do with AI hallucinations. So
Okay.
there's a lot of There's been quite a few cases over the past couple months where everyone is using ChatGPT for research, looking up different just anything that they want. Where ChatGPT likes to hallucinate and make up stories or cases that don't actually exist. So my horror story has to fit in with there's a lawyer locally who was using ChatGPT to reference just other cases that were similar to his, so that way he could bring them up as arguments in the court of law.
Mhm.
The judge was reviewing some of the cases that this guy was referencing, and here all of this was just AI hallucination, made up cases. The guy is now being reviewed by the board. The judge tossed out the case for now, and they're having to go through a lot of these now legal hoops and whatnot,
Yeah.
all because of the AI hallucinations that this guy chose to use those sources and not cross-reference and check other things. So,
That's crazy. And this is bigger. This is different than the national case not very long ago that made it that some guy used a precedent and it didn't exist. I
mhm.
forgot what case that was, so I won't quote it, but this is different than that, I'm guessing. But it's still
Yes.
there. Yeah. So we have to watch and question all of the data that's coming out of it too. So moral to the story is hallucinations, if you don't understand that, is that AI has a tendency sometimes to be able to take data and it makes up data. So we do need to be sure to use our human brains to be able to question things. And we also need to question what we're putting into ChatGPT or other platforms and making sure that we're trying to be safe and secure with it. So on that is our next topic. And by the way, Microshell, who's on this, said, I don't use ChatGPT. I don't trust their leaders. I love that. Okay. So the next topic is ChatGPT in court, the New York City case. And I'll take this one. So while now, why are we debating this? This is huge. And I want everyone who is on this after this to go do your own research about this because this is huge and it's getting even bigger. And I say this because while people were sleeping and not paying attention and like watching people on the Kiss Cam Coldplay thing, which has taken over the news cycle, one of the most important legal precedents was just set for data usage and personal privacy intrusions ever. And we need to be paying attention to this. So, background. The New York Times filed a lawsuit against OpenAI and Microsoft in December of 2023, claiming that their copyrighted articles were used without permission to train AI models like ChatGPT. The Times argued that this infringed on intellectual property rights and harmed their businesses by allowing AI to generate content that competes with their journalism. So they sought compensation and wanted the companies to stop using or reproducing their content. The case was seen as a major test of how copyright laws, again, copyright laws, this was a copyright laws case, applies to generative AI and data used for training. So this was a copyright law case. What happened because of this is they asked the court to make OpenAI retain all records. And I'll say that again, all records, hoping that they would find incriminating evidence. Why does this matter? This was an infringement on the rights of us to delete our data if we wish. If we opt out, we should be able to. This lawsuit makes that impossible and sets the precedent for other lawsuits in other states for other reasons. The overreach on this can be extreme. A pause. I just want this to sink in for everyone. This is huge. The most important statement from an article that I read is in an ongoing copyright lawsuit brought by the New York Times. A federal judge last month ordered OpenAI to preserve all ChatGPT user logs, including temporary chats and API requests, even if users opted out of training and data sharing. The court did not allow oral arguments before issuing this decision. Users may choose to delete chat logs, but contain their sensitive information from their accounts, but all chats must now be retained to comply with the court order. And I looked it up and it's retained for 30 days. And for business users connecting to OpenAI's models, the stakes may be even higher. Their logs could contain their company's most confidential data, including trade secrets and privileged information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy and paste a couple of links. So you guys can, they're going to be in the chat. So you guys can actually research this yourself. But the last one was OpenAI's response to this ruling and what they're doing to fight back against this. So I just encourage everybody to be paying attention to this because it's going to affect AI going forward. So our next topic after this, going into it, is talking about now how ChatGPT and Marketing Assistant and the security features that we've built into Marketing Assistant. But before we do that, I know some of the people who are on this phone call maybe haven't gotten into Marketing Assistant and aren't currently using it. It may not be a subscriber. So what we want to do is just do a quick intro to Marketing Assistant, just a quick one. And then we'll do a comparison talking about the difference in between ChatGPT and Marketing Assistant, specifically around the security functions. So Grant, I'll let you take that.
Awesome. So Marketing Assistant is your all-in-one AI marketing platform. We designed to simplify your content creation, scheduling, and campaign management all in one place. Create 1 month's worth of content in less than 2 minutes with zero prompting. It's that simple. We created it for people like you, business owners who wear too many hats but still want results. Collectively, we've spent over 20 years helping businesses build brands and run campaigns. What we have seen over and over is that small businesses didn't need more tools, they needed better tools. You should be able to create smart on-brand marketing content in minutes that sounds like you, not a robot, and have it all in one place. Content, competitive analysis, SEO, writes in your brand voice, post to your social media accounts instantly, create some images for you as well, affordable, and we offer a free trial. So how do we differ from ChatGPT, especially on the topic of security? Here's the difference between the two platforms. ChatGPT is a general purpose AI. It's built to serve everyone across industries, use cases, and audiences. That flexibility is great, but it also doesn't mean it knows who you are or what your business and brand is, or how you speak unless you tell it. And you usually have to tell it every single time.
Yeah.
Marketing Assistant, on the other hand, is purpose-built for organizations that want you to create content that's personalized, consistent, and on brand. It's designed to understand your business from the data that you give it, like your website, your social channels, and your preferences. That gives smarter outputs faster without having to re-explain things constantly.
That's a
From a
game
privacy,
changer.
it really is. From a privacy standpoint, the differences are just as clear. With ChatGPT, your prompts are stored by default and used to improve the global model. These prompts can be processed on shared infrastructure unless you change your settings.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing Assistant is different. The data it collects is used to personalize your instance. It's not used to train any broader model. It's never shared across accounts. Each user experience is completely isolated and private into its own instance.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, ChatGPT is powerful, but Marketing Assistant is built for teams that want to move fast and stay safe, especially when they are creating a high volume of content across multiple channels.
Yeah. So on the security part, Grant, is there anything like else that you wanted? You're in it all the time and you're helping our customers with that. Was there anything else that's helpful on the security side of Marketing Assistant? I mean, I love it because it's a closed platform. Until you like hit the send button that goes to your Facebook account, we know that nothing is shared externally. So
That is true. So even if we both had the same brand for some reason, your instance of marketing assistant is specific to you. It's all self-contained. The only time that we reach externally is when we go to publish and share the data, and it goes to your social channel. That post will then go out to the public, but everything else will be self-contained inside of the platform.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So what's next?
We would like to take a moment to invite you to our next open office hours. Before we go too much further into this one, the next open office hours that we're going to talk about is going to be we're going to highlight Agentic AI, the rise of autonomous thinking machines. Can AI make decisions on your behalf without your input?
Can
Welcome
it?
to the world of Agentic AI, where artificial intelligence doesn't just assist, it acts. We'll
We'll
dive
dive
into
into the next phase of the AI evolution, autonomous AI driven systems that think, learn, and execute like a human assistant or better. But what does that mean for small business owners, marketers, and entrepreneurs? Join us on September 10th and find out. So if you'll do us a favor, go ahead and take your phone out, scan that QR code. It's going to be on September 10th from 12 to 1 p.m. And unlike this one where you're just joining the call, you will need to register for this one. That way it will get on your calendar and you're going to get reminders more often because we're going to have it as a webinar. There also will be we're going to have you off mute. You're going to be able to participate in it a little bit more, especially as we're at the next session. We're about to start going into the Q&A area, and we want people to be open, have a dialogue, have a lot more discussion. And we just picked the wrong Office 365 option this time, but next time we'll have figured out the technology part of this. So we welcome you to do that. Put it on your calendar. Go ahead and scan that QR code, and we'll see you on September 10th. But we're really excited about talking about Agentic AI, especially if you don't know about it. And as the same thing, we'll follow the same model as we did today. We'll talk about Agentic. We'll talk about something new in the news cycle, and then we'll go into office hours where we'll show what's happening in Marketing Assistant. And then if anybody is interested, we'll save time at the end for a full demo. On that, is there anybody here who is interested in seeing a full demo and will save time towards the end? If so, could you put that into either the chat or the QA real quick? If there isn't anybody interested in a full demo today, we'll just take up the rest of the time for Q&A, and we'll just get into Marketing Assistant, and we'll just help whoever is on the phone call. I'll just wait for a moment. Grant, if you just want to pop up the next slide.
Yep, let's
While
pop
they're
over
answering.
to a little slide here. If you have not signed up for Marketing Assistant, we do have a free trial that we are running at the moment. So that QR code on the screen will take you over to Marketing Assistant, at which you will be able to claim your free trial.
Yes. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody who has said that they are interested in a full demo, so I think we can just go straight into Marketing Assistant. Does anybody have any questions? Since we're going to go into the Q&A, if anybody has any questions specifically about Marketing Assistant, now's the time. If you're having issues with it, if you have questions on the functionality, if you'd like to know how to create a certain kind of content, go ahead and throw those into the QA or the discussion, and we'll start going over those as we see them. Oh, somebody said they would like to see the full demo, so we'll save that till the end.
Awesome.
Okay. Me too. Okay, we have 2 people who said they want to see a full demo. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any specific questions? I know Mike is on the phone call. Mike, did you have anything specific that you wanted us to go over? Oh, Mike said, I like Marketing Assistant's ability to create articles. I'd like to use curated articles to create SM. I'm not quite sure what that means, but can't figure out how. Do you know what that means? SM? Social media.
SM.
I'd like to
Social
use
media.
curated articles to create social media. So, Grant, isn't there a way that at the bottom of an article you can have, there's the little, like the fairy dust thing that you can click on that and it will turn it into social media posts? Can you show that?
Yes. So, Mike, I want to show you a few different ways where you can take some of the articles that you have either already generated or articles that you may have outside of this platform to create content for social media. So, let's grab an article that I previously wrote. Let's see here. This is a completed task where the tool generated an article for our website to use. Once this is generated, we can go down into our little footer here at the bottom. I should have closed some of these breakouts, and we can take all of the information and we can go over into our social media tasks. We can give it the whole entire article to create content. So I'm going for this exercise to do copy and pasting, but you are able to at the anytime we generate content, we have these little footnote sort of magical dust pieces to create instant tasks. What we can do from these is select this, and then this will pop out and ask what other types of content you would like to create. There's going to be some for these writing article tasks, maybe platform specific that you want to hop into. Anything else that you would like, you can grab it from here. Let's
Did that
assume that
answer?
you
I think that answered his question. So if you have a blog, at the bottom of the blog, somewhere in there, at the bottom, you're going to see, click on it again, show it again.
Yep.
You're going to click on the little, what are we calling that? Is it like it looks
we
like
cre-
fairy
we
dust.
we call it the create instant task button, but I
Yes.
think calling it fairy dust would be
The
very good
magic,
too.
see the
Yeah.
magic. Yeah, the magic
See the
dust.
magic.
So if you click that gets you the drop down that lets you be able to turn it into different kinds of content, all sorts of different things. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. You're just taking the same content and turning it into something else.
Now, Mike, I did want to show you just for the sake of it while we're on the topic, if you wanted to create content for any of your social platforms, let's just say we wanted to create a Twitter post and you have an article that is not inside of the platform, you can copy and paste the full article into the text box for creating content to give it the helping hand for creating your Twitter post, giving it the whole entire blog. We will then create 3 different Twitter posts from this tasks pretty much instantly where this will finish. This was an article we wrote for Marketing Assistant. And then these tweets will finish here in just a second. Do we have any other questions, Emily?
I'm looking. Does Marketing Assistant go across multiple domains to gather corporate insights from a prospect perspective? I'm not really quite sure.
So let me answer how we're doing data collection so the tool knows, so we can tell the tool. Inside of our brand hub, we have all the information about you and your domain. So if you have your own singular domain, this is where it is tracking that information. If you have multiple brand voices or multiple domains, multiple websites, we do have a version of Marketing Assistant where you can have different brands set up. But in your one instance of Marketing Assistant, we are tracking all the information relative to you, as well as we are allowing you to track up to 3 competitors. When you go to track competitors, we are entering information such as what their website is. Our tools going out and scraping and finding what they're doing on socials, what they're doing on their website to help kind of data collect from a competitor level and do a competitive analysis.
I'm going to
So
ask them real quick if that's what they meant, if it was competitive analysis.
From a competitive analysis standpoint, we do the data tracking. However, if your question was more for multiple brands of your own, we have a version of Marketing Assistant where you can swap between them and have different instances all under one account.
So can you, just in case, I did ask the person who asked that question, but could you click on, because I think the competitive analysis is really what's so great about our tool. Could you click on the competitive analysis real quick? And one of these, it's built out. Could you click on that and show a little bit of the the more competitive analysis that's in there? Like it shows on the pages, some information on that. That specifically, like
Sure.
the advertising, it's showing like the
So
SEO, key
the
phrases.
information that we're tracking here is just from the website. We're doing things of scanning your competitors' website to see what are they doing on their website. How are the pages built? How are they talking to each other? Blog content that they're creating, etc. We track their social media accounts. We're trying to track all of this information, not from a plagiarism standpoint, but we're trying to see where trends are headed. What are some of the keywords that people are focusing on? What are just the topics that they want to cover? So that way, when we go to create content, how are we comparing to what's going on in the industry? We give little insights to see what type of metrics that your competitor's site is doing, such as what's their key SEO keywords looking like? Do they have any paid traffic? Are they running any ads? What's the ad copy? What does that kind of result to in a form of cost? Keywords, what are some of the keywords that they're focusing on? This group, it looks like they're pretty much focusing all on internal naming for their brand, just trying to promote that. But there's a lot of insight that you can get from this. And when we go to create content, all of this is taken into account so that way we can have our trajectory on our content that we're creating.
Right. So this is less about like prospects. This is not a lead generation tool. What this is all around, Marketing Assistant is a content tool. So even though it's doing competitive analysis, it's competitive analysis looking at it from an SEO perspective, a social media. It's trying to help you create content so you can compete in an oversaturated digital world so that you can show up faster, you can show up better, your content's more relevant, etc. It's just helping you to be able to do that. It's not helping you to track competitors, meaning it's looking for insights to kind of help you get like their phone number or address or things like that. This is all about content generation, if that helps answer the question a little bit more. And then if you want to show the brand thing, if you click up on the icon at the top, because we have multiple brands, we have two different um, um, uh, subscriptions that we have, the individual or the brand. And the brand one is kind of what I call the buy two, get one free. Is if you have set brand voices, you want to keep the voice separate. And so instead of having to toggle in between multiple logins, we have it just in one Marketing Assistant. So you can toggle and click on one drop down and you can go in between one account, or you can go, like say you have a roofing company and you have a restaurant and you have your marketing, so you can toggle in between each one of them, and the AI brand voice is not getting mixed up in between three brands. So we have the flexibility to be able to serve small business owners or consultants or individuals that just have a website, or brands that have multiple presences to take care of. And we're also giving you a little bit of a better rate by being able to buy multiple brands at the same time. So I hope that answered the question that was on here. Yes, both of us covered it well. Okay. All right. Let me go down, make sure I am not missing anything. Let's see, we have something else. Okay, Mike said, I'm talking about content from a Word doc that is not created by Marketing Assistant. Okay, so, okay, so I think what Mike is asking is, can he take content from outside sources, things he's already written? Yes, you can. You
Yes, you
just have
can.
to copy and paste, or can he upload it and it will do it? You just have to copy
So
and paste it into, and you put it in there, and then it will probably rewrite it or
yep.
SEO it
So
for you.
Let's
So
talk about what the intent of what we're trying to do with the that that Word document is. So if we want to repurpose the content that we've created, whether it's creating social posts out of that, or maybe we want the tool to rewrite any content, when we go to any of our tasks to create new content, I have here opened up a task that is going to generate LinkedIn posts. There is going to be a text box where you can give the tool either a hint at what you want to do, and when I say a hint, we can make it as broad as saying the word promote. We can give it a URL, or we can give it as much information as we want. This text box, I don't know, there is a character cap limit, but it is extremely large. It might be around the neighborhood of like 10,000 or so. So what you're able to do is take all of that information in the Word doc and paste it into here. And when you go to paste it, all of that is going to all of that data is going to be taken to create what we're trying to do. So if we want to make a LinkedIn post, done. If we wanted the tool to rewrite the article and optimize it for SEO, we can give it in to our write article with SEO data task, and we can have the tool rewrite it there. And once all of the content is written, if you have your account integrated with your social or website, you can then have the tool publish straight from there.
but Mike, if you already have published it on your website, you could probably just put the URL and just say, write social post or summary of, and then put the URL, and it will just write all of the social media posts for you and summarize what was on that URL. It's that simple. But if it's not published, you're going to have to do what he just said, is copy and paste it in there, or pieces of it.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I hope that answered the question. Okay. Okay, I am not seeing any other new questions here. So we do have 2 people that are interested in full demos. Does anybody have any last minute current questions or comments about Marketing Assistant that they'd like before we jump into a full demo? And those of you are more than welcome to stay around, and we will start a new account and show you how to roll through, and you'll get to see the magic of where it creates a whole month's worth of content in 2 minutes, and it won't even, we don't tell it what to do except putting in your URL, which is amazing. Or you can drop off and we can just do the demo for the 2 people. That's why we save it towards the end. So up to you guys. I'll wait for a second and see if there's any more questions in the Q&A. I see a thanks. I'll check the chat. Okay. Well, if there's any more of those specific questions, I'm just going to let Grant roll on into the demo. So if anybody wants to drop because they don't have those questions, or if you want to stick around, this really is the magical part of Marketing Assistant. So I'm going to shut up and let you take it, Grant.
Alrighty. Well, for those of you who are watching while Emily was kind of wrapping things up with everyone, all I have done is I have created a new Marketing Assistant account for a group called Wemo. They are a lawn care subscription app. I gave the tool the URL of their website, and we are at the place of where we're at now. As we go through this onboarding process, the tool is going to create some content such as mission statements, vision statements, descriptions about who this organization is. The tool does not pre-know these guys. It is getting all of this from the just scanning the website live of what we have entered in. So during this onboarding process, if there is a different mission and vision or any piece of data that the tool generates, you can swap out that information. But if you don't have a vision statement, the tool is creating these for you. So that way we can move along through the onboarding process and have all that data sort of collected. So from just entering the URL of the website, the tool has generated a mission and vision statement for us. Hit next, and the tool is going to ask us for a company description. Tell us about your business. The tool is going to, based on the website, scan, give a little synopsis about who Wemo is. Next. Calls to action. This is going to take a few things from the website, such as visiting the URL. It's going to enter in a email for a call to action. This generated the one that I used to sign up with this, but if you had a specific email address, you can put it in here. Call to action is starting your free trial. Your social channels, it is going to pick up and see what social channels you guys are actively using. These are going to be the channels that are listed onto your website, and so we can start tracking the data that you guys are publishing content about online. It's going to ask you for competitor websites. What this is going to do is figure out all of the stuff that you guys talk about on your website and determine, based on results of Google, who is a competitor of yours. And it's going to place it down here. If you have other competitors that you want to track, you can insert those, or if you choose to swap out the competitor that we selected based off of Google, you can swap those out. For today's instance, I'm going to take what the tool has given us, but if you wanted to add in new, all you have to do is hit add new and enter their URL. Ask for a brief description about the brand identity and the tone, trying to figure out what it is that makes the business unique. Then it's going to ask for any files. This is going to be anything such as maybe you have some white papers, or maybe a PDF or a brand guide. Anything that helps tell the tool who you guys are as a brand, we can upload those files into here. Now, all of this stuff that we have been doing so far during the onboarding process, if we wanted to change that information at a later time, or update or upload more additional files later, we can do so in our brand hub. Skip this and say we're going to upload those later. And from there, we have finished onboarding. Now, we went through onboarding, and the tool, once you finish onboarding, is going to create 1 month's worth of content for you. That's going to include 4 SEO optimized blogs, all the social posts around those blogs around the topic, a topic of just your organization. And it's going to get all of that content ready for you to post and publish it online. And if you notice, I didn't do anything fancy during this onboarding process. I mostly let the tool select everything. All we had to do was give the URL of your website, and it took everything. We'll kind of pause here and let the tool wrap up this 4 weeks of content. This will generate here in about two minutes. But in the meantime, while this is being generated, I want to give you just a real quick tour about what we have going on in our platform. We have our home, which is going to be our dashboard. Our dashboard is the place where you can reach everything else inside of the tool, whether it's seeing things such as some quick little statistics about maybe your website traffic, your organic traffic, little buttons here to navigate to other parts of the site, such as your social calendar, wanting to see maybe what integrations you have set up, or maybe take a look at your competitors. All that can be done here with a couple pushes of buttons. And we have our recent content of things that are that we've generated in the past. Then we have some smart tips and some just helpful things along about using the tool, maybe some best practices of marketing down here as well. We have our brand hub. This is going to be the section that kind of fills all of that information that we did during onboarding. All of this is going to be populated and updated throughout your time of using the tool. So each day, the tool is going to be actively scanning your site to see if there's any updates and any new content. All of that's going to be done. The tool is trying to figure out how all of your pages are linked together, what's going on every page. Tool types up little synopses, how the tool is connected to each other. We have our social calendar. This is going to be empty since it's a new account, but as we create content, we're going to be able to fill in our content calendar here and schedule things for automatic publishing. We have our smart tips section. And once again, this is going to be all kinds of little helpful things, whether it's using the tool or maybe best practices for creating a LinkedIn post, or maybe for just helpful things for content writing. Let's hop over and take a look and see some of the content that the tool has generated for us. Let's try to put this down. So so just a quick synopsis about what the tool has created for us. The tool is trying to create 4 SEO blogs as well as the accompanying social media posts for us. I'm going to close some of these so we can look at it at a whole for our week worth of content. What the tool first did is it selected 3 different topics that it could create for Wemo. We can see those here, such as transforming lawn care, real life expectations for Wemo users, success stories, or from chaos to clarity, the user testimonials on the convenience of Wemo's lawn management services. The tool is, once it develops the topics, is going to do all kinds of extensive research on what it is whatever the topic is, just very extensive research, whether it's a type up of what's going on their website, taking a look externally to seeing what the topic is. A lot of this research, because of the topic, is going to be based on the organization. But if you ran this task and asked it for something externally, maybe for these guys, we want to talk about like the importance of mower blades or something like that, it is going to research that topic and be very, very just very precise on all the data that it's publishing. So this whole thing here, which I can scroll for a little bit, is all of the back end research that it did over the topic.
Grant, we have about 5 minutes. So can you show the SEO? Can you show the highlighted SEO key phrases in this, the social media posts, the images on Instagram, and then show
Yes.
how we post an article real quick?
So once we do our research and we have all of our notes, the tool is going to generate title tags and meta descriptions to help optimize this for SEO. Once these are generated, we go into figuring out what's going to be the best keywords for this article. And then we're going to write the whole entire article that is going to be optimized for SEO. This whole thing will be is professionally written for SEO, so you can rank and get your rankings for keywords up. And then we also produce accompanying social media posts. We produce content for Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. All of this is customizable. So if you say wanted to switch up any of the language, we have a whole edit tool to have the tool either help regenerate content, make small edits, but I'm sure you'll find that this is going to be very on brand to what you are trying to produce, so that way you can publish the content.
And every time it makes content, it gives you 3 options. So that instead of just giving you one option, it gives you 3 different options. And sometimes you like both of them, all 3 of them, a combination of them. So that way you can kind of take bits and pieces of them and put them together. And then that's why the edit button makes it easy for you to utilize all combinations, but then you can post whichever one or all of them if you want to.
Now, we talked over the 1 month worth of 1 month worth of content. What we were just looking at was representing 1 week's worth of content. The tool automatically, after onboarding, generated 4 weeks for you to review. That includes a SEO blog post for each of the weeks and the social post for all of the platforms that were generated along with it. Inside of each of these, you can see what the keywords that were used. You can see all the meta descriptions, everything that is needed to help create the content. Once you're ready to publish content, we do integrate with, here's our little integrations. We integrate with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X or Twitter. So you can go ahead and publish content directly over to those platforms, as well as we integrate with WordPress. So if you have a WordPress website, if you wanted to auto-publish the blogs that we generate, you can do so as well. When you go to move to publishing content, it can all be scheduled out in advance, and everything will be tracked inside of your content calendar. So that way you can manage all of your content inside of one hub.
Now, the whole point of all of this was to be built for small business owners, because a lot of them don't know what it is that they need to create or how they need to create it. So, with very little prompting or ideas, it creates a whole month's worth of content. It's optimized for SEO. It gives you the meta tags so you can post directly to your account, so you can copy and paste things to your website, and you're done for an entire month, and you can come back. Or you can come back and it will generate ideas for you and create content where you're not having to prompt it or ask it what you should be posting about. So we're really excited about what this is. This was launched last year, but we relaunched it in June with a new interface, and we're always trying to improve and even adding new features to this day. So we'll be coming out with new features, who knows, in the next 3 months. So if you guys have any questions about this, of course, if you're not a user currently, we encourage you, of course, to go and scan the QR code if we want to go back to that, and you can sign up for your free trial. But it's less than a cup of coffee per day to be able to utilize Marketing Assistant, which is way less than hiring an agency to be able to do that. So it's about $79 a month. That is, I wouldn't say cheap because it's not cheap, but but it's very cost effective, meant for small businesses to be able to curate and create content per month. And it really does all the things. Plus, it gives you competitive analysis. If you were to buy all of the tools in the marketplace that this replaced, you'd be spending about $1,200 per month. And a lot of small businesses just don't have that. So in the hours that it saves you per month, which is at least 13 per week, I think I saw an article this last week saying it saves you that much time, plus the cost that it saves you, Marketing Assistant is worth it in spades. So we encourage all of you to come back next month to learn more about Agentic AI, as well as if you have any questions about Marketing Assistant, or in the meantime, please do sign up for Marketing Assistant. And if you have any questions, we're certainly here to answer your questions. So thank you for joining us today. For the 2 people that asked for a demo, we have salespeople that are here to answer your questions at any point in time. I'm Emily. This is Grant. We'll catch you on September 10th next month. Thanks for joining us.